Mr. Johnson's report came out September 21st, 3.5 months after I filed for full custody. You see here he says, I am the only father that she has known. He reports that he got out of prison, that Wesley Hatzel got out of prison in late 2009. In fact, it was February 17th, 2010. Here he says about the significance of his crimes. He said that he went to prison for 2 years when it was actually 3.5 years. Here he writes completely false report on what happened with Michelle, the woman that he raped, or allegedly raped, also abducted, took for 2 weeks against her will, according to court documents. He goes on to say how responsible Mr. Hatzel is, puffing him up, talking good about him, and he goes on to talk a lot of kind of trash about my house, just demeaning me, calling my house modest, and kind of lifting up the mother's house. And now we got the summary. Here Mr. Johnson says, Angelica is my daughter. I'm the only father she's known, but he can't see anything good coming from us being united again. Here he says his girlfriends seem to get themselves into hard situations. I found that revolting, disgusting, considering what actually happened. And here he says how confident he is that Mr. Hatzel can behave appropriately. He goes on to talk about Mr. Hatzel's lively sense of self-control. And then he talks about how the father, me, very worried for the safety of my children, is antagonistic and more than a little self-righteous. And then he says, Mr. Hatzel doesn't seem to present any danger despite all the drama. Next are some emails that I sent to Mr. Johnson expressing my concern for Angelica's safety and her well-being. And this is dated August 10th, the day after her birthday. And he did not respond. It took him 2 weeks to respond. I had followed up on August 18th saying, did you get my email? On the 24th, I said, look, if you don't respond, I'm going to complain. He then responds later that day and it says, you're completely convinced that you're in the right, and if anybody disagrees or fails to promptly jump when you tell them to, that they are in the wrong. And then just lays into me. I respond telling him this is about my children, and that's the last I heard from him. He responded one more time, and just completely incompetent, unprofessional person that just sought to destroy me and my family.